Mine workers will resume duty this week. This after the mine had sought approval from government to start operations. However, unions are slamming the decision, saying the mine is putting profits before the lives of workers. Now, our reporter Manqoba Mkhunu is in Rustenburg, following this story for us. Manqoba, a very good morning to you. I mean, what are you seeing on the ground? Are miners back at work as we speak?
Well, Tumelo, it's not quite the busy scenes that you'll usually find at a mine during this time. Of course, we've only seen just a handful of miners going into implants today. And of course, they're saying that they are responding to that call by the mine to return to work. You recall that they received SMSs on Sunday from the mine telling them that they should return to work. And of course, we do recall that yesterday they were also blocked by police who, of course, had requested essential worker permits from the miners. The mine telling us this morning that only essential workers are reporting for duty this morning. They're saying that they've told the rest of the workforce to stay at home while, of course, they are iron out the differences with authorities over the issue of permits. So on the ground, as it looks like, Tumelo, certainly we haven't seen a lot of mine workers here at work today. The unions also confirming, saying that they haven't seen most of their members here at work today. But to speak further about this, I'm now joined by Jeffrey Muatsi, who is the Regional Secretary of the National Union of Mine Workers. Jeffrey, thank you for your time. What are your members telling you this morning? Are they reporting for duty?
Thank you for your time, and good morning to your viewers. Look, maybe one needs to start here. What we've witnessed is a clear sign of an attitude of somebody who does not care. Because obviously somebody who sent messages to our members and workers in general is somebody who was doing that at the comfort of his home. After doing that, he drove in his car, alone in his car, and instructed workers to come to work. Now, in terms of your regulations, as it's widely known in the country, people are expected to keep some kind of a social distance. Now, if you instruct workers to come back to work, they are expected to travel en masse in public transport. How are you going to monitor that? Now, the chaos that happened yesterday morning, particularly at your Sianda and Impala, it's as a result of people who don't want to listen, who have turned to themselves as law unto themselves. Today, we've seen a lot of decrease in terms of workers trying to get to work because of what happened yesterday when police stopped and when the DMR had to intervene. It's because we told companies that they must present to us in terms of their state of readiness as to how are they going to manage the issue with regard to social distancing. And it clearly shows we have indicated because they cannot confirm that they can do that. And therefore we are saying people must not misconstrue us as the National Union of Mine Workers that we are against company study. We are saying we are mindful of the impact of the virus in terms of the economy. But we are saying we cannot prioritize economy over the lives of members of the National Union of Mine Workers and workers in general. So we are saying up until safety measures are put in place where workers cannot be subjected to any kind of a threat that is posed by this virus, we are not going to allow workers to go to work.
Okay, we do understand that there was a meeting last week between the Minerals Council of South Africa as well as the minister where they reached an agreement in principle that operations can resume, of course, under limited scope. Were you consulted at all as NUM about this outcome?
Look, we are mindful of the agreement that was reached, particularly at the head office level, in respect of companies seeking permission to mine. But that is not where activity is. And people must understand, when agreements are done at head office level, people who are directly affected are those who are on the ground. There are structures of the union, there are structures in management, there are structures even in the department where further consultation should have taken place to say, how do we see ourselves resuming operations without necessarily having to expose people to danger. That is where we stand as the National Union of Mine Workers to say, if we are not guaranteed of the safety of workers and members of the National Union of Mine Workers, we are not going to agree for operations to be started. We are going to abide by the laws that are put by the President of the Republic that the lockdown is extended. We are going to stay indoors so that the spread is not is averted.
as things stand now, what do you understand about the safety measures that are in place here at the mine? Are there any?
Look, companies are telling us about screening. Your mere screening does not determine whether you have that virus. We are saying people should be subjected to thorough testing. A recent example is that of Reverend Misham, my apologies to quote him. He didn't have those signs, but at a later stage he was confirmed to be positive of the virus. Now, if you screen people of temperatures, this is the flu season in our country. People can have those flu symptoms, high temperatures or fever. That does not mean you've tested that person to be positive. Now we're saying people should be tested and they should be found positive and be isolated if that is the way. And companies must make those measures available. And key to those is the issue of social distancing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jeffrey Moati, who is the Regional Secretary of the National Union of Mine Workers here speaking to us. They, of course, saying that the issue of safety is an important issue. He's saying that as the union knew, they were not consulted on this decision by the mine to reopen some of its operations. And, of course, he says that they're going to be taking this matter up with the mine. They are saying that their members cannot go to work until those safety measures are guaranteed.
All right, Mangoba Mkhunu, live for us from Rustenburg. They're tracking that particular story. It will be interesting to hear from the Mineral Resources Department about these developments, as well as Impala Platinum themselves about what has informed some of these decisions.